Thank you very much, Hugh. Good evening, everybody. The class of 92 not having to queue for tickets. Scandal. Either way, it's now the Pogues who bring us into this one. We're about a couple of minutes away from kick-off. Salford City against Milton Keynes Dons. Salford kicking from left to right. They will be in this first half. They're in their traditional red shirts, white shorts and white socks. As for MK Dons, white shirts for them, black shorts and black socks. The captains are going to go meet in the middle. Jamie Jones, the goalkeeper for the home side. Alex Kilby, midfielder for the away. Let's go through the teams then. And so Salford have Jones in net, a back three we think it's going to be, of Tom Edwards, Stefan Negru, the Oxford loanee, and Luke Garbett. Across the midfield there will be five: Dan Chesters, Tyrese Horner on loan from Derby County, Osama Ashley, who was fit after being forced off against Chesterfield last time out, and Josh Osterfield. Ben Woodburn will be in an advanced role, the former Liverpool man in his youth. Up front, Francis Okoronkwo, the Everton loanee on debut, and Cole Stockton. And facing them in the MK Dons lineup, Tom McGill, the Brighton loanee, in goal behind the defence of Luke Offord, Lawrence Maguire and Callum Tripp, who makes his senior debut at 18 years old in defence. Across the midfield, four men: Joe Tomlinson, Conor Lemonhay-Evans, Liam Kelly on his return to the side, and Aaron the Man, Stephen Wern and Alex Gilby, the skipper, in front, with Callum Hendry, who signed from Salford this summer, leading the line. He made that signing just after penning a new deal with the club. We'll see what reception he gets if he gets on the ball. It's MK Dons who get us underway at the Peninsula Stadium. You're listening to TalkSport 2. My name is Cameron Pope, and next to me the former Leeds United boss Neil Redfern. Neil, far from ideal to start for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, both sides will want to try and get a good feel of the ball early on. Don't want to make any mistakes. It's MK Dons that are in possession at the moment. Very, very comfortable how they play through the thirds.
Well, Dons trying to get through the middle, and they've got Liam Kelly on the ball, 45 yards out from goal. They're cooking from right to left, and attacking the end that myself and Neil are right in front of, and they moved it into the attacking third already. There might be a chance to get a shot in here, and it's spilled. Well, Alex Kilby, the skipper, he was motoring into the penalty area, met it on his right foot, curled it towards the bottom corner, and while it's a greasy playing surface, it's been watered heavily before kick-off, and I don't think that helped Jamie Jones. They spilt it towards his dead ball line, and does manage to pick it up at the second time of asking. So the first chance in the opening minutes, and there were plenty of goals when these two met last time. 10 goals over the two meetings last season, the first two meetings, and both were won by MK Dons. Goal is something that Salford are in desperate need of, and they come forward now. Far side their left, can they get a cross in? No opportunity for Dan Chesters, found his route blocked off and is forced to head back towards halfway. So it's the home team in possession, yet to win in any competition. Only scored one goal, that was in the draw against Chesterfield last weekend. That's their only point of the season. As for MK Dons, they finally got some points on the board with a 3-0 win over now managerless Carlisle United at the weekend. So both in the lower reaches of the table. MK Dons have a free kick in their centre circle. Liam Kelly will edge it forward. And if you've not been to the Peninsula Stadium, it holds around 5,000. It's one of the smaller League 2 facilities. Not the smallest, that's particular honour goes to Harrogate, but I'd say there were a couple of thousand inside here tonight. That free kick went long, by the way, and well, is stopped on the wet turf and stayed in right on the Salford dead ball line. So it had to be picked up by Dan Chesters and now given away. MK Dons 10 yards inside the Salford half, but can't make any further ground. But no, it's to say it's a midweek night and a bit chilly out as well. There's a good following from Salford, and MK Dons, I'd say, have brought maybe 200 away to our right as they turn back inside their own half with no score after 2.5 minutes of this game. That goes all the way back to the blue-clad MK Dons goalkeeper and Tom McGill. Threads the ball out short towards Liam Kelly, and the other interesting thing, and it doesn't help us, Neil, about the Peninsula Stadium, is at its highest point, it's about 3 metres high. So we're basically at head height here. You're about 3 metres away from playing right back to Salford. It's not the clearest vantage point, but I've got to say, it's a very slick facility, and what they do win is the award for the best pre-match playlist.
Yeah, absolutely. It's purpose built.
Well, they played a long ball here, MK Dons, and it's just skipped up off the turf away from Tomlinson. Redfern can't get a word in because the route one ball came straight downfield. It skipped up and into the hands of Jamie Jones. Only half a chance in the end. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, just going back to the facility, it's purpose built. You know, you could probably build on top of it. You know, if you wanted to, if the success was there for Salford. But going back to this game tonight, they started so well, MK Dons, very comfortable in possession. You know, Gilby's really focal to everything they do, plays on this left-hand side in the front three, and he links well with the front with Callum Hendry. Got good understanding.
So it's 0-0. Salford have the ball deep inside their own half, not forcing the issue either side just yet. There's a roll and a push forward now from Ben Woodburn of Salford into the attacking third. Oh, he's gone for goal here. And he fizzed it at McGill, who had to bounce into the turf, and it was straight at the goalkeeper really. It wasn't going to trouble him, but I think he saw the opportunity and thought, why not?
Yeah, and it was swerving, and if you look at the surface as well, it's been heavily watered. Brilliant to play on. You know, the ball's so slick across the surface.
Why is it that it's better to play on? I've always wondered.
Yeah, well,
it's quite a damp night anyway.
Well, any bobble or any sort of missed bounce that would be there is taken away when the pitch is watered. But it's favouring MK Dons at the moment.
Ball from MK Dons with Naman up towards the edge of the penalty area. Uses Joe Tomlinson, left edge. Dons attacking on his right foot, goes for the shot. And what were we saying about the stands not being very high? He's just cleared it. It stopped into the car park beyond. And in language that I won't repeat on the radio, the Salford fans have taken great umbrage with the MK Dons man's daring nature of the shot that went curving out over the crossbar, and it is a goal kick. It's 5 minutes on the clock at the Peninsula on TalkSport 2, and it is 0-0. A short goal kick this time from Jamie Jones into Tom Edwards. Plays it out to the right towards Dan Chesters. One of 3 Salford men brought into the team for this game. It's cleared long up towards halfway, and there were shouts for a free kick on the debutant Frankie Okoronkwo from Everton, but the referee, who's Ben Speedy this evening, well placed to see and didn't give it. So it's back with McGill for MK Dons in front of his away supporters. We've got a big banner with St George's Cross behind the goal with a former Wimbledon badge and the current MK Dons badge, and it reads, "The Real Dons." Well, that'll be an interesting one if they bring it in a couple of weeks' time, because they face Wimbledon away a week on Saturday, and I'll hope they've picked up some momentum by then. Wimbledon have had a much better start there. And 9 points from 4 games. MK Dons will go on to 6 if they can get a win today. Salford on to 4.
Just looking at how both sides have lined up as well, Cal. And good one for Hugh this. He was right when they're out of possession. Salford will actually drop back into a back 5, you know, like Hugh suggested. Not really denying space. It's more like a mid-block, if you like. So there is space in behind, but they're reluctant to just throw the ball in there. MK Dons are trying to pass the way through, you know, that heavy congested mid-block.
It's a very congested midfield, and it's one that Salford will try and find a way into. In fact, they're taking their throwing back towards their own goal. There was a bit of a coming together there, actually. Salford and Dan Chesters wanted to take a quick free kick. It was a quick free kick, a quick throw, and it was stopped by Joe Tomlinson. Referee had to come across and get involved. It is Salford who try and play out from the back. They've got Stefan Negru, the Irishman, in the centre circle, plays it over halfway. Woodburn, who turns and flicks it down the line, and the goalkeeper had to react there. It was right, it was a brilliant ball with a brilliant bit of movement. Dan Chesters was away. Goalkeeper came out and got there first. He read it well. Yeah,
he just drew his man in, Chesters. He came short initially, created space in behind, and then ran in behind the left wing back for MK Dons. And if the ball had just been a little bit lighter, a little bit more feel to it, I think he'd have got himself in.
McGill's gone, or attempted to go long with the ball. It actually hit a Salford man in midfield and has rebounded, and now Salford can come away with it. Oh, and there's going to go for goal here from halfway. It's way off. It was way off in the end, wasn't it? I think it was Luke Garbutt who hit it. It was right on the other side of the field, on halfway, no immediate pass on, so he swiped to the goal. It lands about 10 yards wide and into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Well, do you know what, Cal, as well? That's a couple of times they've tried that.
I wonder if that's been preordained, if that's a plan that they've got.
Well, if you look at the dimensions of it, it's a very, very tight, small pitch here at the Peninsula. You know, and the keeper's well off his line. His starting position is right on the edge of the box.
Well, I wonder, because Salford have struggled to get goals inside the box. It's going to fall for MK Dons 35 yards out here if they can control it with Naman. And here's Connor Lemon, Hay Evans up towards the right flank. 40 yards from the Salford corner flag. Naman again, trying to turn inside the lines of red shirts on the edge of the Salford box. Back it goes towards it's Maguire, who plays it into the midfield, and MK Dons losing it with the pass. Wanted a free kick. Naman had hit the deck, and the referee said nothing doing, and it's a throw to Salford City. We've played 8 minutes at the home of the Ammies, and it is Salford 0, MK Dons 0 on TalkSport 2. No, you would say, real chances yet. You could say that The effort from Gilby for MK Dons when he got into the area on the angle and forced a save out of the goalkeeper might have been, but it was routine enough. And it's that same goalkeeper Jones who now clears from the turf upfield towards Chester's. Heavy touch for him right down in front of us, back towards the edge of the penalty area. Salford clear it. And there's a chase on for it now with Okoronkwo, who forces the defender Luke Offord to head out into touch, and it will be a Salford throw-in on the fringes of the attacking third. Still waiting for a goal in this game. Salford still waiting for a goal in much of their season. Kelly and Mai getting what was a good point against Chesterfield last time out. A long ball forward explosive into the area for Cole Stockton, who got his head to it, but it was always going wide. There were jeers this time from the MK Dons fans, and it remains goalless. So 9 minutes gone. Neil, what's your appraisal?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see they've got a little bit more quality about them, MK Dons. They've got the confidence of the 3 points that they picked up in the last game against Carlisle, and obviously you look at Salford and they're a little bit more anxious, if you like, than some of the play. Obviously they've matched MK up with the 3 at the back. They go back to a 5 when they're out of possession, and it's working for them at the moment. They've stifled MK in and around that final third, but you can see chances appearing.
Here's Naman, far side of the MK Dons right, halfway inside the Salford half, knocks it back into the midfield. Lemon Hay Evans has got his head up, tried to thread it into the penalty area, but Luke Garbutt had his foot on it for Salford and clears over halfway, and that brings to an end a promising MK Dons attack. They have had plenty of the ball on the edge of the attacking third, but as yet no side with anything to show for it. And Salford, who began their season with their league season with a 2-0 defeat against Port Vale, and it's not improved from there, but they've run it back 20 yards out from goal, and there might be an opportunity. The goalkeeper's committed to it. Tyrese Forner went round the side, hit a defender with his shot. It looked promising. It might still be. Okoronkwo by the corner flag, whips the cross in, and McGill just had to be careful. He was standing on his goal line when he plucked it out of the sky. And MK Dons, well, they can breathe a sigh of relief because the ball was given away right on the edge of their penalty area. Tyrese Forner tried to take it round the goalkeeper, who made himself big, did it all he could, and in the end the chance comes to nothing for Salford.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got to take that a lot earlier. Great press. MK doing what they usually do, playing out, trying to play through, and he pinches it. The keeper's off his line, totally out of the goal. He's just going to try and hit that on target if he can, but his extra touches gives the keeper a chance to get back in.
Tom McGill is playing as a centre half the time, the goalkeeper, but either way it's down the other end now, and a ball slipped through towards Stephen Wern, and again a defensive intervention, and it was timely too, and just sneak that ball away by Luke Garbutt. Ball back in, and the header from Stephen Negru this time. Got an affair on it to get it over the head of Lemon Hay Evans, who then shoves his man down to ground. Referee on hand, and will give a free kick to Salford City. We have had 11 minutes, still no goals, and chances of a peculiar nature for Salford. Peculiar in the way that they all seem to start outside the box, whereas MK Dons are trying to play through and get time in front of goal.
Yeah, just looking at the general play, I mean, it's been predominantly MK that have had possession, and you look at Salford, they've not really been able to get in and around that final third that much, to be honest with you.
Ball forward from Salford's Edwards up towards Okoronkwo, who has a quick check of the line to see if he was offside, tries to play it into Forner, and he's got it back, and now he tries to square it towards the left hand side into the penalty area. Red shirts are arriving, but the ball has bypassed Luke Garbutt, keeps it in 20 yards from the corner flag. I thought he had. The assistant referee on the halfway line had other ideas, and so again we've seen a long ball from Salford, quickly trying to switch the play. I think they sensed they had a few more bodies on that side, just got it wrong in the end.
Yeah, the opposite ball, the diagonal from right to left for Salford has been quite successful for him. They're exploiting that space that the wing back leaves. A couple of times they've got down the sides of MK Dons as well.
Here comes Lemon Hay Evans going for the middle this time. Now he comes out to the right hand side, just over halfway, back into the Dons half for Aaron Naman. And the Frenchman's got his foot on the ball now. The pace is slowed right down. 0-0 on TalkSport 2. Back towards the goalkeeper, and it's going to go all the way back to McGill, who on his right foot stands in his 18-yard box, peruses his options. He's going to be put under pressure here by Ben Woodburn. Up for a short ball in the end. Now out to the left-hand side for Luke Offord, who was touch and go for this one, past the late fitness test, the former Crewe captain.
If you look at him playing out through the back as well here, Cam, look how high Salford are. Any well-timed run here, one ball gets them straight in.
There's a huge gap between the defenders, and there are only 3 for MK Dons in the midfield, and it's populated by Salford players. In the end, the long ball did come, and it came too long and went straight into the hands of the Salford goalkeeper Jamie Jones. It's Negru in possession inside his penalty area. Back to his keeper again. The noise levels have fallen a little bit flat at the peninsula. Long ball is cleared upfield towards Okoronkwo, who's got plenty of football so far on debut. Sits it out to the left-hand side looking for Cole Stockton, who dives into a challenge with Naman. Comes away with the ball, wants a throw-in, and there's a throw-in to MK Dons. Well, Cole Stockton thought he'd got a touch off Aaron Naman there. That has to go down as a good tackle by the former Notts County man, and MK Dons have the ball back halfway inside their own half. No.
Yeah, he's been a real presence on that right-hand side of him. Got forward well.
Here's Tyrese Forner, Derby Loney, 15 yards from the corner flag for Salford on the attack. Back to Luke Garbutt up the line. Forner's going to have it back now, but he's caught at the attention of Naman. All the way back to halfway it's going to go now. Osterfield, he's gone out to the left-hand side, the former Huddersfield man. Signed this summer. Both of these teams busy in the transfer market. Salford's big miss is obviously Matt Smith, the well-travelled striker, well-proven striker who's now retired at the age of 35, but they've had 10 senior incomings, and MK Dons well into double figures as well. New owners for them too. Bit of a new era. A Kuwaiti-based consortium after Peter Winkleman sold up in the summer. But it is Salford who are coming through with an attractive passage of play, actually up towards halfway with Garbutt. They are forced back into their own territory, however, and they'll come down the right this time with Edwards. Over halfway again. This is Woodburn. He's 45 yards out. On the white shirt ahead of him, has to go out to the side. Back it goes to Edwards, 35 yards from the corner flag. Fashioned a cross-come shot and it hit a defender, but McGill is off his line to come and collect before it can go dead for what would have been a corner. So we've had a quarter of an hour in this League 2 game, a battle of strugglers in the early season. Salford 21st. And we've got MK Dons on a point ahead of them on 3 points in 18th. And Salford, if they can get a win, they'll catch up with the likes of Fleetwood, Chesterfield in 12th and 13th. MK Dons can go higher, up to 10th even, up where Bromley and Grimsby sit. Long ball from MK Dons. This time it doesn't find its man. A powerful header away from Garbutt over halfway. Picked up by Ben Woodburn. He's had plenty of action in the centre circle as well. Forner back inside his own half, and then he ducks his shoulder, lovely to get past Lemonhay Evans, and spreads it downfield looking for Okoronkwo. And Salford are into the penalty area now. Back out to the left hand side, the cross comes in from Garbutt, and there were red shirts in there. In the end it hits a defender, and it's cleared away by the young Callum Tripp. Up towards halfway. A good spell this for Salford, but they've given it away in the centre circle now. It was a missed pass by Negru, and the referee's got a decision to make it, because I thought that the MK Dons should have had a free kick, but the referee's played an advantage for Salford, and the red shirts are coming forward now, and a missed opportunity to play in Chester's down the right flank. Well, there was a lot to break down there. Gilby coming forward in the centre circle. He tripped, turned and looked at the referee, thought he should have had a free kick. Salford carried on, had a chance of their own. In the end, still nothing comes of it, and it remains Salford 0, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, but that's a much better passage of play from Salford. Really crisp passes, all played on limited touches, 1 and 2 touch, to work their way through MK quite a few times there. And just that little bit of quality at the end of it. Cole Stockton's featuring really heavily in that central forward position. Just needs some support around him at times, looked a little bit isolated, but a lot better from Salford.
Here come MK Dons again. Lemonhay Evans 30 yards out, right flank, attacking in front of us. That was the voice of the former Leeds boss, Neil Redford. Dons forced back inside their own half, all the way back to Warford, and it's credit to Salford for closing down those passing options. It's all the way back to the number 1, in fact, and they'll try down the left-hand side this time with Offord. Not given any moment's peace by Okoronkwo, who's been lively up front.
Just look at the Salford. There's no pressure on the ball here, Cal. Look how high the line is. You know, I just think they're taking a risk here, Salford.
The line is about 15 yards, and only that inside their own penalty area. And we've seen a lot of long balls, haven't we, Neil, so far? Another one came then, but was well dealt with by Tom Edwards. There's going to be a second one now down the right flank of Salford, and cleared again by Edwards up towards halfway. Header was won by Osama Ashley, but can't find a red shirt. And MK Dons, well, the zing has really gone out of this game. It was an exciting first 10 minutes, but it's as you say, Neil, there's no pressure on the ball. Both goalkeepers have got the option to just stand on it for long periods of time.
Yeah, it's almost like a stranglehold. I mean, they've dropped back to a back 5 when they are defending. I mean, they're ready to drop and deny space when it goes back to front, you know, the long ball from MK Dons, Salford, but from MK Dons' point of view, they just need to connect some passes, and try and get some runners in behind that line. It's so high, the line. You're talking about a good 30 yards to the edge of the box, to run into if the pass is right and the timing of the run's right.
Well, no goals so far. Don't forget we've got a TalkSport 2 exclusive for you tomorrow night. Birmingham versus Walsall in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. That's a 7:45 kick-off. Ollie Clink and Adrian Clark. Birmingham, the big spenders in League One. Crazy money that, isn't it, Neil?
Oh, unbelievable.
Up to 20 million, is it, for Jay Stansfield?
Yeah, and what it does is it just adds a little bit more pressure, to actually get back, promoted to the Championship.
Yeah, so tune in tomorrow for cup action for Chris Davies' Birmingham against Walsall. They've done well in cup action so far in this season. They knocked Huddersfield out of the Carabao Cup last week. And they'll have an eye on a League One scalp once again. And Saturday as well, Charlton versus Rotherham in League One. Ian Danter and Adrian Clark. We've also got Nations League action for you. Republic of Ireland versus England with Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. That's at 5 p.m. Anyway, this game needs something to happen, and happen soon, because we're hurtling towards, in 20 minutes, and very little to tell you about. Osama Rashley in the red of Salford, over halfway, riding forward with his right foot, no pressure on him again, out towards Chester's on the Salford right flank, but he's stopped by the leg of Gilby, and it's a throw in halfway inside the MK Dons half for Salford City, who duly go back inside their own half in case we hadn't had enough passes from centre-back to centre-back in this game so far. And it's going to be Tyree Spawner, who's looked lively as well, actually, to move it out to the left-hand side for Garbutt.
Yeah, they played some good stuff, Salford, in between, and you've got to look, really, you look at Tom Edwards and Luke Garbutt, both full-backs, really, playing in the back three. They look comfortable doing it.
Well, they've had a few injury issues so far this season of Salford. They've got Curtis Tilt suspended as well after he picked up 2 yellow cards, one after the other, in a game against Chesterfield. That was a draw. Still got Liam Shepherd, Kevin Burko out as well. Hoping that former MK Dons Matty Lund might be back in contention, and they have got the former MK Dons man Ryan Watson available on the bench. He's a defensive-minded midfielder, but not ideal. Your start to the season, still 0-0. You're not missing anything on the pitch. Salford have it at the back. Forward towards halfway with Woodburn, who immediately is forced back into his back line again. And once more, it's back with Jamie Jones. Not inspiring stuff so far. Nobody has been brave and taken the plunge.
I think there's a problem here for Salford, is that the ball's not coming in or going into the front early enough.
And if you look at kick Salford, but that's...
Yeah.
They find themselves in that sort of position each time. Chester's was foul, pushed off it by Gilby, and so a free kick 20 yards inside the Salford half. But you were saying, Neil, that they are finding problems here.
Yeah, I mean, they're picking the ball up at the back, they're looking for, and you look at Stockton, his movement's not good. Everything's coming short, so it's easy for MK to step into them and press them. They need that opposite movement in behind as well. It's important that the two strikers play together a little bit more. They're too far apart.
And Callum Hendry was getting an earful from the Salford supporters around us then. He was having a quick word with the referee about the free kick. And Salford fans letting their former man know what they thought of him. Here comes Woodburn over halfway, but pulls out of the tackle with Offord. The second ball was forthcoming from Osama Rashley, sent it over the top looking for the run of Woodburn, but to no avail. It's cleared out by goalkeeper McGill for MK Dons, still 0-0. Header on halfway is Osterfields for Salford. Forner attacking it, and there's a big tackle that goes in on the edge of the MK Dons box, and then another one that follows straight away. Referee's given advantage. Salford have it on halfway. There are boos starting to ring out. Forner's trying to pick his way through the midfield. Everybody is back up on their feet. It was Woodburn who was crunched on the edge of the penalty area, and it never really went Salford's way, the advantage. They've got it on halfway here with Forner, who's battling Gilby, brings Gilby down, and that's going to be a free kick to MK Dons.
Yeah, Gilby's look really bright. When he drops in as well on this left-hand side and he receives the ball, they're looking for him. It's a difficult one for Salford.
And here comes the man playing Wern down the line, right wing for MK Dons, goes up towards the byline, being stood up as well as he goes there by Osterfield, back towards the man, edge of the area, up against Garbutt, turned onto his right foot, plays it across goal, and the best chance of the game goes wide from Hendry. On a former Salford man, he was right in front of the sticks, he swiped to right foot at it, he hopped it wide of the goal, and a save not necessary from Jamie Jones. Out for a dead ball. It remains Salford 0, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, he's got to score. He'll not get a better chance than that. Brilliant play by Aaron, the man. Just dropped his shoulder and worked his way to the byline, just rolled it square, picked him out brilliantly. You know, and it's a first-time finish. He keeps it down, but he's got to hit the target from there.
Well, the man for me has been probably the standout performer, along with Gilby, in the MK Dons line. A lot has come down his flank, and he got into a good position there, but Hendry unable to convert. It's at the back for Salford with Edwards. We've had 23 and a half minutes, still 0-0 on TalkSport 2. Here's Kelly though for MK Dons, just outside the centre circle. Salford half of the field, 1-2 with Evans. Now he's trying to draw the red shirts out. Out to the man it goes, MK Dons right flank, corner of the area. Garber got a footed and is now motoring away towards halfway, looking to start a counter, trying to feed Cole Stockton. It was an ambitious ball and it's towed out by Callum Tripp for a Salford throw-in, and Salford, who are facing a bit of danger there, did well to get out of a tough patch.
Yeah, I just think from Salford's point of view, I mean, I think he'd be quite happy with the way he's set his side out, Carl Robinson. You know, they've gone with a 3 at the back. It's a 5 when they've not got it, you know, and they're making it really difficult for MK Dons. They're flooding that midfield as well. But going forward, you can see the problems that they've got. You know, there's no movement from the front. The quality into them's not great. You know, and it all looks a little bit lacklustre going forward for Salford.
Long ball forward for Salford City, up towards Stockton, into the area, goes for a shot and wraps his right foot around it, but it's straight into the gloves of Tom McGill, who had to just crouch low at his right hand post and took that on the fly. Relatively comfortable save for the goalkeeper. Salford again, not afraid to go from range with the shots, but still 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're hitting the target, making the goalkeeper work. But I'd like to see Salford have a little bit of sustained pressure in and around this MK Dons final third, and it's not quite happened that way.
There's a little reunion going on down below us, and there's a long ball that's gone right through the Salford back line as well that nobody was attuned to, and Stefan Negru did finally see the danger that was coming down the left flank for MK Dons in the form of Tomlinson, close it away towards halfway. It was a nothing ball that was way over hit, no defenders reacted to it, and there's a late one left in there by Hendry on Edwards, and that's not going to endear him to the home fans anymore. Free kick to Salford City, but now right below us the players from both sides are warming up, and you can see Salford's midfielder Ryan Watson, former MK Dons man, chatting to a club legend in Dean Lewington, the only survivor of the old Wimbledon team, the former Wimbledon. Over 900 appearances now for the club. That's an EFL record. Who's on the bench? The defender. On the field, still no goals. The ball flicked through the middle by Salford City. Oh, this might be a chance here, because Garbutt's gone away into the penalty area. Left side, tries the shot into the body of a defender, and MK Dons had scrambled enough men back just in time. The breakaway has been snuffed out, and now here comes the counter for MK Dons. Over halfway, Lemonhay Evans out to the left-hand side for Gilby. Halfway inside Salford territory, still 0-0. And the temperature's just gone up in this one on an autumn night at Moor Lane. We've been starved of goal manufacturing for the first 20 minutes, but a massive chance for MK Dons as Callum Hendry. And could there be another one here? Through the middle it comes towards Kelly, who tried the 1-2, didn't come off. And Salford can take the sting out of it and go back to the goalkeeper. We're starting to see a little more now.
Yeah, definitely. A great track in there from Former for Salford. Just took his man, picked his man up really well. Little give and go around the box, but he trapped him, and it's that sort of thing that you need to do. It's important that they keep this game tight, Salford, if they can. You know, they don't want to let MK Dons get the noses in front and get the confidence up.
Edwards at the back for Salford City, plays it down the right-hand flank, over halfway. Now it's Okoronkwo, 20 yards from the corner flag, plays it back towards Woodburn. Okoronkwo's going to have it again. Everton Loney gets his head up. It's Woodburn once more, those two playing amongst each other, but then he's forced off the ball as Woodburn there. And the clearance can come in up towards halfway where Callum Hendry was waiting. He's shoved down to ground, and a shout of "get up" in a broad Mancunian from in front of us, and it was a sentiment that was echoed by the referee. It is 0-0, and we are 27 minutes into this first half. Both sides could really do with a win after less than ideal starts to League Two. Here's Edwards for Salford, right-hand side of that centre-back trio, almost functioning as a back five, as Neil said, when they're out of possession, which has been a lot of the time. Here's Lemonhay Evans for MK Dons now after a turnover. In the centre circle, trying to ride away from Osama Ashley. Ashley goes down and trying to foul him or tackle him or either, but it's an advantage in MK Dons' favour. Forward it comes to Wern, 25 yards out, and he shoots into the body of a defender. It was Negri who got behind it, and Osama Ashley came up with the ball for Salford, and through his goalkeeper, the Amis are able to clear up towards halfway. There's a brilliant touch up the chest by Garbutt. And some of these players, you can tell they've played at higher levels and come through Academy's Garbutt is one of those men. But there's defending to do here because motoring forward the white shirts of MK Dons, trying to play it through towards Hendry by Kelly, and a big tackle that comes in from Osama Ashley, and now forward Salford can come. Woodburn on halfway. MK Dons have more bodies back, and the pass was lacking in accuracy into Okoronkwo, and the chance goes begging for Salford there to make a counter. And now it's Gilby coming forward. It's end-to-end stuff this. Where's this spin? Out towards Neman. Far side the MK Dons right. 20 yards inside Salford territory, using Gilby more centrally. Back towards Neman, who's hugging the touchline, prevented from going any further by Garbutt. Back to halfway it goes, and this thing's gone out of it again, but the ante has definitely gone up the tempo as well. Forward it comes to Kelly. He's halfway inside the Salford half, back towards the centre circle for Lemonhay Evans, and now again Salford have 11 men behind the ball.
Yeah, they're denying space really well now. They've dropped in, making it difficult, bogging that midfield area down, making them predictable with the passing MK Dons. But they've had little flurries in the game, Salford, where they've shown a glimpse of what they can do, and I think that's given the home supporters a little bit of hope.
Yeah, a little wave from Ryan Watson and the other two Salford substitutes warming up in front of us. They've just jogged past the group of young fans. Their side of defending though at 0-0. Lemonhay Evans on the corner of the area, now using Fauna. Right wing for MK Dons, tries the 1-2 to get into the penalty area. Garbutt read it well again, and he keeps reading it well. Yeah. Clears away for a throw.
I'm going to say Luke Garbutt, it was at Leeds. I had Luke at Leeds before he went to Everton. So he's got really good pedigree, to be honest with you. And he should be breezy in this level.
Here is the man for MK Dons, right hand side of the penalty area, into the penalty area it goes, and the shot opportunity is straight from the goalkeeper. It could have been better from Tomlinson, who had time to turn, set himself, got a shot away, didn't really get much power behind it, still safe to make though for Jamie Jones, which he did with a plump, and it remains 0-0 after half an hour. Yeah,
just looking at that little bit of play around the box by MK Dons, I've not really seen Salford do that. They've broke at times and shot from distance, but that creative build-up round the box that MK Dons have had, countless times this half. They need to do more of that, Salford, if they can. It's difficult, it's playing against a good side, but they need to sustain some pressure in and around that final third.
And Salford, who really struggled last season, finished 20th in the division. That was their only bottom half finish in League 2 after coming up into the EFL. And don't forget, in 2016 they were still playing in the Northern Premier League. They had 4 promotions in 5 seasons from tiers 8 to 4. And the defending again here, a bouncing ball has caused a few problems for Osterfield, but he gets the clearance away in the end under pressure from Wern. MK Dons coming again. Here is Stephen Wern, 35 yards out into Lemonhay Evans. Could try a shot here, but he's being stood up by Tyrese Fauna. The man again on the right-hand side of the area for MK Dons. Fauna goes into the penalty area, and the man goes down in Stephen Wern. Referee had a look and shook his head. Garbutt not hanging around to find out about the decision. He's already over halfway on the counter. Gets the 1-2. Garbutt's coming forward. He's got men in the middle for Salford City here. Defence trying to get back, put across towards Okoronkwo. And the defensive intervention was a timely one. I think it was Lawrence Maguire who got the foot in. And it's cleared away by MK Dons after another little good spell from Salford City, but it is still goalless at the Peninsula, and it's been won back off a defender here by MK Dons, and that was unlucky by Gilby. He put pressure on Tom Edwards, and in doing so and getting the tackle in, it cannoned off his shin and burst away off the greasy turf and out for a Salford goal.
Yeah, just going back to that last attack for Salford, just needs a little bit more quality in that final ball in there. Luke Garbutt broke ever so well. You look at Neman, he's out of position, the right wing back, and he gets himself in that final third, but he's got to pick a red shirt out, and he doesn't. And that's been the story of the half so far in front of goal for Salford.
Here is Stefan Negru, one of the centre-backs for Salford, and under some pressure he goes back to his goalkeeper Jones, who kicks long on the right foot. Over halfway looking for Stockton, who's controlled aerial balls well and does so again. Round of applause for that one from the home fans as we edge towards the direction of half-time, out towards Garbutt by the corner flag. This could be promising. Gets the cross in, and it's met by the clearance of Offord. Back into Salford hands, albeit on halfway with Osterfield. Into Osama Ashley. Into the centre circle now for Edwards. Forward comes Salford on the right-hand side with Chesters, 30 yards out from goal. Cuts it more central. This is Osama Ashley, cries of shoot. Goes sideways instead towards Tyrese Fauna. Back to Ashley again, he's still central, further away from goal now. As is Edwards, just inside the MK Dons half for Salford. Chester's trying to get a 1-2 going. He's going to go back towards Edwards. He's going to cross from deep towards the goalkeeper, who was always favourite for that ball. Gets in between the two red shirts of Stockton and Okoronkwo and bowls out without much trouble. 33 gone now at the Peninsula Stadium. It's still in League 2. Salford 0, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, good build-up. Just needed a little bit more quality again. Like I said, for Tom Edwards, got himself in a great position, stepped in from right side centre-back of the three. He just killed that ball towards the far post, but it's far too near Tom McGill in goal, and he gathered it easily.
And we had some interesting results in the rest of the programme for League 2. It's Gillingham who are unbeaten on top of the table. They beat Chesterfield on Saturday. They win some Corporal Walsall as well, who beat Cheltenham by 2-1 as Salford allow the ball to go out for a defensive throw from the long ball from MK Dons. Also back to that wins for Barrow. Playoff dropouts at the end of last season. They won 1-0 at Harrogate. Newport 3 on the spin for them as well. 1-0 winners at Morecambe, the only side without a point. Long throw comes from Edwards on the right side of the defence, and it's nodded out for another Salford ball on halfway. Waiting for Edwards to deliver this ball in. He's got options in red down the line. Chester's namely Okoronkwo 2. He's gone back towards his own goal though for Negru. And back towards the goalkeeper again. It's a play we've seen Salford employ a few times in this first half. The first half with no goals. And standing on it is Jamie Jones, who decides better than to play a short ball and plays it long towards Stockton instead.
Yeah, good play. Good old up play. That's what you need from the centre forward.
He's controlled it so well in the centre circle each time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And forward comes Salford with Edwards on the right hand side, gets the crossing towards the back post and heads went up. Okoronkwo was in there and the defender got a touch because that's gone behind for a corner, but it's squeezed in towards Frankie Okoronkwo. Tried to get a head on it, the tall man on loan from Everton, and it's put behind for MK Dons, and I believe that's the first corner that we've had for either side.
Yeah, I mean the difference as well there, Cal, is the ball in. Tom Edwards gets himself in a really advanced position, and that's curling away from the keeper. He can't come for that, and he's unlucky there in the end. Okoronkwo gets his head on it.
Corner it is. Near side the Salford right, and standing over this is Woodburn. Ball just clinging to the outer edge of the arc. It's got one man short, which is Luke Garbett. The rest are in the penalty area. That's where this ball is destined. It's very deep. It takes one bounce, ends up on the left wing. Here's Tyrese Spawner. Salford have still got it. Looking for the first goal of this game. Goes left-footed on the cross, took a deflection. Oh, and it's fallen in the penalty area. And a mad scramble on for it. And it's the man of MK Dons who gets boots the ball in the end. And it looked hairy for MK Dons for a moment. And the Frenchman gets a long boot downfield. There were three Salford attackers all trying to make a play for it. The cross came in for the left-hand side and took a massive deflection. It caught everybody out. The ball is back with the Salford keeper, Jamie Jones, and it is 0-0.
Yeah, I just say they've got to be pleased with this, Salford. You know, the start they've had to the season, they've been poor, but they've locked horns with MK Dons here, and there's nothing in the game. You know, the possession stats are very similar. Shots on target are very similar. You know, they're just going to keep plugging away here. You know, from MK Dons' point of view, you just need a little bit more quality. You need to get hold of that ball a little bit more and make more with it.
Well, it's certainly been end-to-end. I've enjoyed it, the way that the game has flowed from one end of the Peninsula Stadium to the other, and you're right, it is a tight pitch, and I think that makes for a different type of game as MK Dons stumble on it with Werner halfway and concede a throw. But it adds to the atmosphere, and sometimes these modern grounds, they're panned, aren't they, for a perceived lack of atmosphere. What I like about this is it's four sides and you are still hemmed in.
Yeah, sometimes in the big arenas you lose a little bit of soul. You know, you can hear every comment here.
Oh, absolutely you can. You might be hearing a few at home. Long ball comes forward for Salford, still 0-0 up towards Okoronkwo, right edge of the penalty area, attacking it. He's got Chester's making an overlap, but goes back past him towards Tom Edwards, corner of the area, cross towards the back post. Garbett was up there for a header, and he connected too, but he spins it over the bar. And another good chance from Salford, who've started to thaw in this game as we approach half-time. 37 gone now, and a long ball from deep from Tom Edwards right onto the head of Garbett, but he couldn't keep it down.
That's better play though. You know, he's got in some good positions, Tom Edwards, to be fair. You know, from that outside of the three centre-backs, stepped in. That's a great ball to the back stick. He times it really well there, Luke Garbutt. Timing and climbing, gets right above it. He's just got to get it down and on target.
Well, Tom Edwards is another man who's got experience at much higher levels as well. He was signed from Stoke on a free at the start of the season. We've seen him on loan at Barnsley, Huddersfield. He's played MLS for New York Red Bulls. He's played at higher levels than in League Two. And both teams have really gone in for those players who can play at this level and have the experience, and it's a big inflection of experience and youth, I think, really from both.
Well, and it's looked that sort of game as well, to be fair, Cam. You know, both sides have looked comfortable in possession. I think MK Dons will be a little bit surprised how much they've played. Salford, they've sort of matched them at what they do to them, but it's be interesting to see if these sides can open it up before half time.
Yeah, this is a long ball from deep for MK Dons, goes out to play over the head of Tom Edwards, who took a throw back to his goalkeeper, but they're not playing Salford like a side who sit fourth bottom of the EFL in this match day 4. Will they sit fourth bottom of it at the end? At the moment it's 0-0. That will be enough to improve their standings somewhat. Free kick goes MK Dons' way. Wern is fouled 10 yards inside the Salford half by Osterfield. He himself, a man who had a bit of experience at Huddersfield in the Championship, brought in at the start of this season, part of the Crew side on loan last term, who were beaten by Crawley in the playoff semi-finals. MK Dons side who were beaten in the playoffs as well. And we talked about the disappointment and how it stands to reason that they have to turn around and flush that now. And well, it's difficult, I guess, isn't it, when one game to decide your season kills it off in the end, and it was a rather damning defeat in the end too.
Yeah, I mean, it could have dented confidence unbelievably so, but
coming through the middle is Osama Ashley here for Salford. He's ridden one challenge, and now he's up towards the edge of the penalty area, and then he plays a poor ball into the feet of a defender. Big tackles coming in from both teams on the edge of the penalty area. Proper League 2 stuff, that. And the free kick goes MK Dons' way. Well, we've seen some classy passing and some slick forward play. That was proper industrial football, and the free kick has been taken quickly there. MK Dons actually, and they're already over halfway up towards Naman. He's into the penalty area on the right side. Naman, good save by the goalkeeper. Jones parried it out towards the edge of the area, and Wern can't control his run, and Salford got the ball clear, and the home fans now are trying to rouse them. Down the left flank is coming Garbutt, gets the cross in towards the back post. It's deep, taken down by Chester. Towards the right flank he goes, and onto the dead ball line he tries to cross, but he hits the shins of a defender. And again, Neil, it's just lacking that final ball. 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, a great break from Aaron, the man there from right wing back. Got right in behind the back line, if you like, and just his finishes straight at the keeper. Jones is either side of him, that's in the back of the net, but like you say, he's been one of the standout performers for MK Dons this half. But it's almost, this game's been almost like a boxing match. It's like end to end. It's, you know, punch after punch after punch from both sides. Something's got to give.
Yeah, nothing's landed other than a jab, I'd say, so far. We have had 41 minutes nearly, actually. Salford 0, MK Dons 0 at the Peninsula. Cameron Pope and the former Leeds manager Neil Redfern. Edwards on halfway for Salford, not much room to move into, tries to flick it forward towards Okoronkwo, but misses him. And so the ball is at the back with Callum Tripp, the 18-year-old, more central towards Luke Offord. Offord playing in the middle of the back three for MK Dons. Here's Lawrence Maguire. Bit of a parry. Forward towards halfway it went, but the header wasn't a good one by Lemon Hay Evans, and it was picked up by Cole Stockton, who in turn has moved and found Okoronkwo, right edge of the penalty area, towards the edge of the penalty area he goes, and he turns his man, and he's into the penalty area, and he's scored a brilliant goal. Frankie Okoronkwo, his first game for Salford City, and it's a lovely goal right before half-time to give the Ammies the lead. He picked it up just outside the box, he dipped his shoulder, he dived away from Luke Offord into the penalty area, he went, strokes it towards the bottom left-hand corner, takes a shaving off the post. McGill was beaten, and it's Salford 1, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, that's a fantastic individual goal. You know, it's the first time we've had a real individual bit of quality. Frankie Okoronkwo comes off the line, like you say, drops his shoulder, goes past one man, and he finds himself clean through on goal, and he draws the goalkeeper, Tom McGill, just sits him down and curls into that far corner. Absolutely brilliant piece of play. Great goal. It's a real fillip for Salford just before half-time.
Well, he said in his piece after moving to Salford at the end of last week, that he's not just a big striker, there's more to his game than goals. Well, that goal, it was a picture. And he has been a live wire. He's been in between the lines trying to get something going, but the Everton loanee has picked up the ball, and all by himself he's taken on the MK Dons defence, and he's got a brilliant goal to come away with on his first outing for the Ammies. And just before half-time, it's Salford who lead by a goal to 0, and it's up to MK Dons now to respond.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to the front two as well of Salford, Cole Stockton and Frankie Okoronkwo, you know, they've kept going, they've kept chasing, they've kept trying to make the right moves, they've kept trying to get hold of the ball. The quality hasn't been there into them, you know, but as soon as he got half a sight of goal there, great play, great feet, showed his quality.
Well, Salford's mascot, which is George the Lion, there's 92 on the back. I think you can make the connection in your head. Let's come down and high-fiving the young fans in front of us. Salford, it looks like they're heading into half-time with the lead as they go back towards their goalkeeper again. Shouts of SCFC now filling the Peninsula Stadium. Forward it goes towards Stockton. Could it yet get better for Salford City? Second header was won by Osama Ashley 35 yards out. In towards Chester's, who's got a bit of a run here. In towards the centre it goes for Osama Ashley 30 yards out. Corner over his left shoulder, back towards Garbutt. Salford playing with a bit of a spring in their step now. Osterfield on halfway. Are they going to finish the half with a flourish? Up towards Woodburn in attacking midfield. His pass doesn't come off, but he gets a second bite of the cherry from a ricochet. Back towards the centre circle where Ashley was waiting. Out towards the left-hand side for Tyrese Forner, and then MK Dons do refine their shape and push Salford back inside their own half.
I tell you what, Forner and Ashley have been absolutely outstanding in midfield. They covered every blade of grass. We'll talk about tracky runners and try and create and build and get box to box. Brilliant.
Ball forward is Woodburn's, and he's chipped it towards Okoronkwo, but Maguire got in ahead of him, and then the free kick goes the way of Joe Tomlinson of MK Dons. He's brought down to ground, and it was Tyrese Forner with the challenge, and he bundled into the back of him, and he can't have many complaints, and he's just being told actually by Benjamin Speedy, the referee, that no more will be tolerated. Haven't had a yellow card in this half. It's been played in a good spirit, but it's been fiery still. Just the one goal and Salford lead.
I tell you what, this is a test now for MK Dons. You know, they've probably shaded this, you know, as regards possession and quality of play, but they find themselves behind at this moment in time, and how damaging that could be if they get a defeat out of this game.
Well, they've been behind in 3 games this season in all competitions, and they've not managed to get anything out of either of them. They were 2-0 down after 5 minutes in the opening day against Bradford City. Alex Gilby got 1 back, that was it, and then a 5-0 defeat in the League Cup against Watford, and 2-0 in the league against Colchester, so they've got to respond, and here's the man trying to do just that into the penalty area. On the right foot he goes, drove it into a crowd of Salford bodies, and off it comes off Negru for a corner, and so a chance to bite straight back for MK Dons. Cries of Salford. It's 1 minute of added time, by the way, of which we've had about 40 seconds, and so this corner might well be the last act of the first half.
Yeah, he's been the threat, hasn't he? Aaron, the man on this side for MK Dons. Brilliant play again. Set all their efforts at goal.
That chance he laid on for Hendry too. The corner is played short, whips in towards the back post, heads go up and it's over the bar. Tomlinson was there. They all got in each other's way in the end. That is the last action of the first half. And there's a problem as well for Tom Edwards, who in trying to defend that has gone down holding his head. I don't think the referee has actually noticed. Well, the physio has made his way on now, and so this is a little bit worrying actually, because he's not moved, Tom Edwards. He tried to get in the way of Tomlinson and Lemon Hay Evans, who both went up for the header. It was curving over the bar, and there's some concern here for the Salford defender. He's being seen to by 2 physios. If we go back to matters football, it's Salford who lead at the break, and that lovely goal by Frankie Okoronkwo, who was keen to play MK Dons all by himself, it seemed, in the 42nd minute. A bit of a boxing match. Neil Redfern stood alongside me for much of that half. Very few chances of note until about half an hour it started to come alive, but it is the Ammies who have the advantage. The half-time score at the Peninsula is Salford 1, MK Dons 0. Thank you, Hugh. Welcome back, everybody, to the Peninsula Stadium, where it is Salford City 1, MK Dons 0. Frankie Okoronkwo's lovely solo goal, 3 minutes out from half-time. The difference between these two teams. We are now underway in the second period. No changes for either team, and as Hugh rightly said, good to see that Tom Edwards is back out. He's right as rain after that knock of heads, defending that MK Dons corner right at the end of the first half as they look to get back into the game. We've already got a free kick, and it's for MK Dons. it was Conor Lemonhay-Evans who was bundled over to the side, and MK Dons will go back towards their own goalkeeper. That gives me time to go through the teams then, so unchanged both teams in this second half. Start with Salford, Jones, captain and goalkeeper. Had a couple of saves to make in that first period. A back three of Osterfield, Negru and Edwards. Chesters and Garbett are the wide men. Ashley and Fauna in the middle behind Woodburn, Okoronkwo and Stockton up front. As for MK Dons, they've got McGill in goal, the Brighton loanee. Powerless to stop the lovely finish from Okoronkwo, but was equal to a few more. Offered Maguire and Tripp, the back three. Four across midfield, Tomlinson, Lemonhay-Evans, Kelly and Niman, who's been a standout man for MK Dons. Gilby and Wern playing just behind Hendry in attack. So, all we saw in the first half, chances for MK Dons. I think we can say it was against the run of play that Salford did find their goal. But this is going to be an interesting assignment now for MK Dons particularly.
Well, yeah, they've got to find a way through. MK Dons, this stubborn Salford backline, you know, when they're out of possession they drop into a back five. They did it really well first half. They got some confidence and some joy as the game grew.
And Garbett's crossed in from the left-hand side for Salford. Lemonhay-Evans got some sort of head on it, but it still went into his own penalty area and had to be mopped up by Callum Tripp. Out it comes towards halfway. Salford with a bit between the teeth, having found the goal that spurred them towards the end of the first period. Only their second goal in all competitions this season. Looking for their first win. Sit on 2 points at the moment. 21st coming into this game. MK Dons were 18th after 3 points picked up in the win over Carlisle United last weekend. They're looking to go back to back, but to do so they're going to have to come from behind, something they've not done so far this season. Here's Okoronkwo, the goal scorer again, over halfway for Salford, trying to turn in between the white shirted bodies of MK Dons. Finds a man in Salford red. It's Osama Ashley out towards the left hand side now. Salford attacking right in front of myself and Neil Redfern, the former Leeds United boss. Here's Garbett, tight to the left hand touchline, back towards halfway for Osterfield. MK Dons have got everyone but Callum Hendry behind the ball, trying to stave off any further damage. Forward towards Fauna, 45 yards out from goal on the left flank, but he played his pass straight at Niman. He goes back into his defence, and MK Dons will try and clear with their goalkeeper. Here's Tom McGill, and the man in his blue kit on loan from Brighton drops it short towards Offord, who tried to play a ground pass through the middle. Second time of asking, he does manage to find a white-shirted man. That of Lemonhay-Evans, and forward it goes. And now Gilby on the left edge of the penalty area could open up a shooting opportunity, and he's put it wide. Well, it was a lovely pass from defence to attack in a matter of moments for MK Dons, and Gilby, who's been a good performer so far, the MK Dons captain, on his right foot, put it across goal and missed the far post, and it remains Salford who lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, it's a poor miss because it's a great little bit of play. It's an up, back and through, makes the third man run. Alex Gilby has been a good performer tonight, controls the ball really well, times his run superbly, steadies himself and then just misses the far post. You know, they need to be putting those chances away, MK Dons, really.
Well, MK are kicking towards their travelling supporters, a couple hundred of them away to our right. And Salford, who is supported by the other three sides of the ground, and I'm going to say 2,000 or 3,000. And they are the side who have the lead, but MK Dons have had plenty to show for themselves so far. It's back with goalkeeper Tom McGill of MK, by the way, and plays long downfield in central, looking for Hendry. It might bounce for him. He's gone for the lob, and he's put it wide. The former Salford man, he'd love a goal against his old employer. He latched onto the long ball from deep, looped it over the goalkeeper, but it's wide of Jamie Jones' post, and it remains a 1-0 lead for the home side at the Peninsula.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about in the first half, you know, about how high they were, the back five of Salford, really high line. He took his time there, the goalkeeper, Tom McGill, just to leave that ball in behind, and he's really unlucky. Tried to lob the keeper in the end, and it's inches wide.
And the header aerially from Lemonhay-Evans intercepts the goal kick, and MK Dons have won it back. They've got it far side there left with Tomlinson onto halfway for Liam Kelly, and now deep into defence where Luke Offord gets his head up in the centre circle. Trapped by red-shirted Manny, whips it out to the right-hand side. Now Niman, 30 yards from the corner flag, attacking for MK Dons, forward towards the edge of the area. Decent hold-up play from Wern, knocked back towards the 18-yard box. Might there be a shooting opportunity? It's Lemonhay Evans, feints, goes onto his left foot, still edge of the box, whips it left-footed, hits a defender, and it cannons away into Salford hands. Here's Woodburn now on halfway. Can he man a counter? Puts his ball behind Tyrese Forner. The answer will be no. It's an equally poor ball though from MK Dons, and Salford have got it back on halfway, and then a tackle comes in from Lemonhay Evans, and it'll go out for a Salford throw near side there left, and it remains the home side who lead by a goal to nil. 50 gone.
Yeah, really interesting about this game. There's been some really good stuff, and there's been lots of mistakes. It's been littered with mistakes, missed time passes, but it's led to it being really exciting. It's in transition so much, the ball. Both sides could counter really quickly. And we've seen opportunities at both ends.
Well, there were lots of goals when these two sides met last season. 4-2 here. MK Dons won in November, and they won at home in March as well, 3-1. Not as many goals this time, but plenty of excitement. It's MK Dons who come through the middle with Lemonhay Evans. Up towards Wern. Back to goal. 25 yards out. Now the man far side, the MK Dons right, trying to cut himself inside. Lemonhay Evans takes it on his right boot. Goes more central now, looking for Hendry. Played a first-time ball out to the wing again. It's the man running at Garbutt on his right foot. Cuts it towards the penalty area. Tries the 1-2, and it was well read by Osterfield and played away by Salford City. They have the lead 1-0 early in the second half. Forward comes Spawner over halfway. Spreads it into the path of Woodburn just outside the centre circle. Salford in the MK Dons half of the field, but he dallied too long on it, and he's lost it to Gilby. And now Gilby will come forward. Not many options in white shirts around him. He's running up towards, within 5 yards of the penalty area. Now has to double back. Chips out to the left-hand side. Boys come in from Salford to close down, and the defensive tackle is there in the end from Stefan Negru, and they deal with the danger wisely. It remains Salford 1, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, it's so open this game now.
And a long ball through the middle has come Salford's way again, and this time it's Tyrese Forner. Go on, Ty, is the shout from down beneath us. Left edge of the penalty area, forced to cut it away from goal. He brings in Garbutt. And he's been forced back towards halfway. MK Dons aren't panicking, and despite the 1-0 scoreline against them, all sat in behind the ball, with the exception of Hendrick leading the line. What a chance he had at 0-0 as well. Cut back by Naman, scooped it wide of goal. Long ball from Salford up towards the scorer, Okoronkwo, into the penalty area. Was he being held there? Referee says no. Maguire it was, he might have been infringing. The 1-2 doesn't come off for Salford as well. And he tries to release down the right-hand side. It was Chesters who was arriving over the shoulder of Okoronkwo. And a meagre shout for a penalty. I think the referee saw it right. Goal kick. Salford 1, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, I just think he's a little bit too honest there, Okoronkwo. I think if it had gone down and might have got the penalty, but because it was right where the referee was. Great sight of the incident. The referee, Mr. Speedy, but they've had the chances on the break, Salford, to get that second goal. That second goal will give MK Dons a real problem.
I wonder if for Okoronkwo that's maybe a byproduct of playing youth football, not senior football. It's his baptismal appearance, and he's got a goal already though. Here's Negru though, coming down the left-hand side, looking to find him again. Salford leading by a goal to 0 and attacking. 30 yards out from goal is Garbutt, left-hand side of the field, gets across it. It was big, nearly too big for the goalkeeper. McGill again juggles, but there's nobody around him, so he can catch at the second attempt, and it's just the one that Salford lead by as MK Dons play out from the back. Kelly being tracked all the way by Osama Ashley. Up towards Wern on halfway. Gets a back-heeled ball in towards Naman. Into defence it goes again. MK Dons patient about the way they're going about this game. Out towards the left-hand side it is. Onto halfway with Gilby for MK Dons. Back into the defence for Offord. Goes route one this time, up towards Hendry, who flicks on into the path of Wern, but he couldn't control. The man tries to do so, jumps into a challenge. 50-50 ball, and the referee gives it to Salford, who are coming forward. Forner threads it up towards Woodburn. He's 30 yards out in central, now stops him down the left. Corner of the box. No obvious option for him, and he's going to have to go back away from goal here. There isn't even an option available on halfway yet, and eventually he does find Osterfield in the centre circle. And we saw that plague Salford Neil a couple of times in the first half, the lack of a final ball, but as I say that, Forner's coming down the left-hand side again. It's so end-to-end, we can hardly go to you, Neil, but he's been forced back to halfway. Final ball, sometimes a problem.
Yeah, it is. I think they've been a little bit isolated with support as well. Both Stockton and Okoronkwo. You know, they do midfield players. There's three in midfield. They've a licensed one to sit, one to get forward. I mean, it's the emphasis really should be on Woodman to go and join. I'd like to see him get forward a little bit more. He had to really delay there. Good 15 seconds on the ball, Stockton.
Okoronkwo has got his head in the long ball, but he's only succeeded in flicking it into the path of a defender. That's Tomlinson. Back to the goalkeeper it goes. You're listening to TalkSport 2. Salford City 1, MK Dons 0. And don't forget, tomorrow night, TalkSport 2 exclusive. Birmingham City against Walsall in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Long time since Birmingham have played in that. 7:45 kick-off, Ollie Clink and Adrian Clark. And then on Saturday, Charlton versus Rotherham in League 1. Ian Danter and Adrian Clark again. And we've got Nations League action, Republic of Ireland versus England. That's a 5 p.m. kick-off on the main station. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce, TalkSport, the home of the EFL, and we'll be bringing you plenty of internationals too over the weekend with Scotland and Wales also to come. Scotland have got Portugal, Wales, Montenegro. Not missing anything on the field. There's a midfield battle. MK Dons trying to come forward and turning at the referee is Gilby wanting a free kick. Hasn't got one, but his side have come away with it. Advantage. Now here's Naman, 35 yards out, forced to go back away from goal, and now there will be a free kick because Liam Kelly was being held there by Woodburn. Home fans don't agree around us.
I think the referee
trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, he had to give that the referee because he let the player go on and didn't get no advantage from it. MK Dons.
Well, it's always dangerous playing, I think, an advantage at this level too.
Yeah.
In the midfield third, because it's not always an advantage. MK Dons coming forward though, 35 yards out from the Salford goal. Kelly trying to spin and get a 1-2 in, which he's managed. With Tripp out to the right-hand side for Niman. He's the danger man. Knocks it towards the 18-yard box just ahead of Gilby. It was controlled by Negru, and then Osterfield hammered it clear for Salford, who still lead 1-0 with 12 minutes into the second half on TalkSport 2. MK Dons start from the back again. Up over halfway towards Kelly, who flicks it down the line, looking for the run of Wern, but he won't find it. Out for a goal kick it goes, and we've seen a couple of moments like that where the last ball has been lacking, where we've been a bit short on quality, but at the moment it's one bit of quality from Frankie Okoronkwo of Salford. 3 minutes out from half-time, that is separating these two teams who could both desperately do the win.
Yeah, I think that them little moments where they force MK Dons to give the ball away cheaply, they're little wins, you know, and it'll give them confidence. Salford going into this second half, they've actually started the half really well, Salford, I have to say. You know, you wouldn't think they were a side that have not got a win yet this season. The goal's given them a real fillip. They're in a game here, MK Dons, there's no two ways about it.
Yes, and they conceded a free kick on halfway as well. Osama Ashley down under the challenge of Tomlinson. Salford have proceeded to kick it forward and long, down the right-hand side, looking for Woodburn, who's trying to turn into a crossing position, but lost the ball. And it's cleared by Maguire off the Salford man, and he's done well to get an MK Dons throw, 15 yards from his corner flag. His side trailed by a goal to 0. No substitutions from either side yet. We're still seeing some energetic warm-ups from both teams down below us. I wonder who will be first to go and shuffle the deck. MK Dons looking to get back into this game, and Salford trying to find their first 3-point haul of the season. The clearance from MK Dons has almost gone awry into the path of Stockton, and Okoronkwo was following up the second ball towards Offord, but it is cleared by Tomlinson to halfway. Won back by Salford. Here's Osama Ashley, 10 yards inside the MK Dons half. He goes down, and the home fans will protest for a free kick. MK Dons throw is the call. Up to halfway it goes, and there's a wrestling match that's going on halfway. And the free kick should have been Hendry's. It's been given his advantage, and Lemonhay Evans has come forward, and this time it is a good advantage. There's been a slip in the middle of the park, but still Lemonhay Evans is coming forward into the penalty area. He puts it, slipped it into the path of Wern, got it lost in his feet. Negru tries to clear it, and Salford clear their lines. Well, it was a proper mess. Hendry went down. He gets back up, and did he fall over as soon as he got up?
He's pushed over by Edwards. He's got to deal with it, the referee.
Well, it's hard to be a referee as it is, but you have to keep your eyes in the back of your head.
Well, it's a red card, this.
Oh,
I reckon it's a red card. He's going to give him a yellow.
All I saw, because I was following the ball, which was in the penalty area, all I saw was the tumble, and then I heard the Salford fans celebrating.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, there's no video assistant referee at this level. However, there is an eagle-eyed official, and it's a yellow.
It's just a red for me. That pushed him over. You can't raise your hands to an opponent.
Well. That is a big call, if it turns you say it is, and, well, the push has been given as a yellow. It very much could have been a goal though, because MK Dons came down the right flank, got into a crossing position, it was spun across the face of the goal by Neman, and then suddenly 3 Salford centre-backs pounced on it, got the ball away, and now the discussion is happening in a mad couple of minutes to work out what should be done about Okoronkwo, who's sat on the deck. We're going to have a substitution, by the way, and it's going to be for MK Dons.
Yeah, I'll just say the referee there, he saw the two tussling. It was right in front of him, and then he saw Edwards push him over. So I was not given a red for that, I don't know.
Well, like I said, I did not see it. And the referee, well, he can only give what he's seen, but if he has, it's an interesting call. We've seen a change, by the way, for MK Dons. Off is Stephen Wern. Tommy Lee has come on, so it's a more experienced man. We've also seen Liam Kelly retreat as well. Sonny Finch, who's a Middlesbrough loanee, comes on. He's brought in on Friday, so a debut for him. And Salford 2 are going to make some changes now. It'll be interesting to see what the change of shape is from MK Dons, but first off, we're seeing a switch that's going to see the goal scorer removed. It's Frankie Okoronkwo, who gets a round of applause and returns it as he departs the pitch away to our right. First change of the night for Salford City. And on comes Hakeem Adelakan. New arrival also announced on Friday, spent the last half of last season on loan at Doncaster from Lincoln.
That's it for now.
And so he is a striker, and he will likely fill into the gap left by Okoronkwo. So we've seen Wern and Kelly depart for MK Dons, Finch and Lee on, Okoronkwo for Adelakan for Salford City. And it is a yellow card for Tom Edwards, we should say as well. We've had one of the better chances for MK Dons, a possible red card, and a flurry of substitutions in a madcap couple of minutes. Back to where we were after 62 minutes on TalkSport 2. It's Salford 1, MK Dons 0. Well, it's changed and stayed the same in the sense that MK Dons haven't found their way back into this game, but it feels like the ante is raised a little bit. Yeah, with a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're a better football side, MK Dons, but you know, they're finding it really difficult to get in front of goal. You've got to give Salford a lot of credit for that. There's just a little bit of niggle into this game now. Obviously, getting a little bit frustrated, MK Dons. Salford have got the tails up now, got the goal in front.
Well, there might be some angst among the 230, we've just been told, travelling MK Dons fans as to the colour of the card for Tom Edwards. It was given as a yellow. The referee saw it, said it could have been more. There's another foul that goes the way of Salford on halfway here. Oh no, it's gone the way of MK Dons. Well, coming together were Adelakan and Gilby, and the home fans are ready for a Salford free kick. It's gone against them, but it is taken backwards, and the tempo, which has shot up in the last couple of minutes, has now come back to something a little bit more sedate. It's still the Ammies who lead at home by a goal to nil, looking for their first win of the season. MK Dons, who won against Carlisle United last Saturday, are behind in this one, but they're coming forward over halfway now. Is there going to be a turn here for Lemon Hay Evans? Free kick is given his way. He was fouled. Home fans again do not agree with Ben Speedy's decision. They feel they're not getting the rub of the green at the moment, but they have 11 men on the field, and that might be a little bit fortuitous for them. And it's going to be a free kick taken by Gilby, a good 45 yards out, and at the moment the noise is coming from the travelling supporters despite the 1-goal deficit that they faced. Lemon Hay Evans has now come to join the party for the free kick. It's beyond the reaches of the centre circle. MK Dons attacking away to our right. Everybody from Salford on or inside the penalty area as it starts towards the right-hand side for MK Dons. It's going to be Neman. He's produced plenty so far. Slips one down the line, right-hand side, gets the cross in, and Finch couldn't find a way through to goal. Oh, it's not cleared though by Salford, and MK Dons are going to have another chance. Out to the right-hand side for Tommy Lee, who brings it towards the corner flag. Back to Neman, encroaching towards the edge of the area. Salford backtracking here, but they lead by a goal to nil. It's going to be Lee again. This time the cross comes in, but it's way too close to the goalkeeper, and there are two white shirts of MK Dons players up in arms about that ball not coming into them. It's a wasted chance, but it remains Salford 1, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, it's a poor ball in. You've got to get a better ball in than that. They've just got to keep the cool here, Salford. They've just got a little bit rattled. A couple of challenges that have gone in. Edwards is a really lucky boy to still be on the pitch. You know, but what you don't want to do is give MK Dons a leg up.
Well, it was that push off the ball and Callum Hendry that they got away with, as a free kick does go Salford's way, and there are ironic jeers from those around us of a home persuasion. Osama Ashley felled 20 yards inside his own half, near side the left, and it feels already a long time ago that Frankie Okoronkwo, since replaced, scored that lovely solo endeavour at the end of the first half. That is the only goal. Salford's second of the season, that's it. As they wait for this ball to come forward from the goalkeeper Jamie Jones. Captain hits it long downfield, looking for two red shirts. One of them was Cole Stockton, thought it was being held. Referee not interested. Here comes Garbutt now, on halfway. Forced back in towards his own reaches of the pitch. Niman sends him back down to ground in front of the dugouts who all campaign. It's just going to be a throw-in, and it's Salford City's way. Well, the tempo has dropped once again, and Salford are the edging towards an important win. Throwing this time from halfway. It comes arcing towards Cole Stockton, offered beating to it for MK Dons. Up towards the halfway line, offered again with a second header. Now Gilby gets it down, scrappy passage of play. It's won back briefly though by Negru, and he plays it down long field for Stockton, into the body of the goalkeeper. And he's going to challenge for the second ball here, Stockton. He gets a foot on it, and the home fan think that's a corner. It's gone behind. On the referee sides with them. Well, a long ball downfield and almost put paid to MK Dons' chances. Stockton got in. And into the penalty area he came, tried the shot at goal. It was knocked away by the defensive actions. Out towards the corner flag it goes. And it's a corner to Salford City.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a great bit of old-fashioned centre-forward play by Cole Stockton. Pushed and shoved his way in. It's a fantastic strike, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Good save in the end.
Here comes Garbutt with the corner, left-footed, and it's one of the worst corners you will see in the EFL this year. He's hit it out on his left foot, straight out of play, behind the goal. And it's a goal kick to MK Dons, which they take short. 66 gone at the Peninsula. Salford 1, MK Dons 0. They'll have the gate as well, 2,227. They're in a catchment area with a lot of giants, Salford City. But they are leading in this one. Long goes the MK Dons goalkeeper McGill, up over halfway. Here's Stockton for Salford, turning, twisting, trying to get away from his man. He can do, but he has to go back into his own half to do so. Salford play it back into the heart of defence. It's Edwards back to his goalkeeper, not a great ball either, and it was well juggled by Jamie Jones, but the clearance isn't good. Space it Lee for MK Dons, who slips on it and gives it to Tyrese Forner. And Salford City, they got out of jail a little bit there. Up towards the Delican on halfway. This game's lost none of its pace from the end of the first half. Into Garbutt, left side of the defence, back to Osterfield. Salford are going to go back to the goalkeeper, this time a calmer ball from Osama Ashley. Out towards Garbutt on the right hand side of defence. Salford looking for a second goal. Switch play towards their left hand side. Over halfway it comes now with Osama Ashley. Gets his head up, slips it into the feet of Woodburn. He's 45 yards out, plays the ball out to the right hand side, and always stretching for it was Dan Chester's, and it's out on the full for an MK Dons throw-in right in their corner. Salford lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of quality in it that they're missing, Salford, to get that second goal. You know, I've not really seen a surge come from MK Dons yet. You know, you're expecting it, you're waiting for it, but being pegged back at this moment in time.
MK Dons trying to come through the middle. They trail by a goal to 0. The man on halfway finds his path blocked. They'll have a throw-in instead. The instructions are coming from the bench. I can see another Salford substitution being readied. Michael Robinson, former MK Dons boss. He's getting one over on his old employer at the moment. Plenty of time to go though. Left-hand side it goes for Tomlinson. Can he get a cross in? Hits it with verve and too much height. Corner. He's taken a knock from a Salford man, and it's going to be a corner. And he's racing over towards the corner flag, Tomlinson, but he's been told he has to wait because we've got a second ball on the field. So MK Dons with the chance to get back into this game. And they've taken the corner short, actually, out towards the back reaches of the penalty area. Maguire knocks it in left-footed cross, and it had to be a better header. Sonny Finch got up for it, but his head was way wide. His radar off the Middlesbrough low knee, and it arcs out for a dead ball. We will now have the subs. It's Salford 1, MK Dons 0 with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, better ball in there. Need to do a little bit better, try and steer that on target if they can. Been a bit wasteful in front of goal, MK Dons.
So we've seen Ben Woodburn being replaced, the former Liverpool man in from Preston this season. And it's a former MK Dons player who makes his way on, Ryan Watson. More of a defensive midfielder than an attacking midfielder. Make of that what you will, with Salford protecting a lead. Also Cole Stockton, he's going to be replaced by Kylian Kouassi, who makes his debut on loan from Blackpool. That will be a like-for-like swap in attack. And Stockton, who's done well at getting in between the lines, he had that chance to make it 2-0 when he was played through on the long ball, almost got away from his man and tried the shot, but found his way blocked. So it is a double change that is made for Salford City. Stockton and Woodburn off, Watson and Kouassi on. We have 19 and a half minutes on TalkSport 2. Cameron Pope and the former Leeds boss Neil Redfern next to me as MK Dons are joining the party now. They're going to make a change. And boos are emanating for Callum Hendry, formerly of this parish. Popping as well to the pitch is Ellis Harrison, the Welsh forward. That is the fourth goal here in the heavy win for MK Dons last season. They could do with a bit of that, Redfern.
Yeah, I mean, they've really found it heavy going tonight, MK Dons. I mean, some of the football is sublime, but talking about end product at the end of it, and you know, it's Salford that have got the noses in front, and they're really determined to keep that clean sheet if they can.
Here's the man for MK Dons with a sign looking to get back in the game. And they've trailed since just before half-time. Frankie Okoronkwo, the Everton loanee, the scorer for Salford City, looking for their first win in League 2 this season. Sit on 2 points. Up towards halfway the clearance goes, where it's taken down well by Numan. First touch for Harrison, who flicks it back over his head, acrobatic style, but not a ball that plays in Sonny Finch, who's gone into an attacking role alongside Harrison, so it's now it looks like a two-pronged attack for MK Dons, I'm thinking, with Gilby and Lee in support, going after that goal that so far has evaded them.
Yeah, I think they've stuck the extra body in midfield as well, you know, because they've been outnumbered in there at times.
Flick on header goes Salford's way and up towards the man newly introduced, Watson, and tried to get onto it after the knockdown from Adelakin, and he was quick off the mark, but quicker was offered and he shepherded it back to his goalkeeper. And McGill, it's his turn now to roll it between his feet. The goalkeeper, 18-yard box, has one short option. I think this ball is going long though. That's the end that MK Dons needed at. Looking for a white shirt, and after all that, he does dally and he does use his centre-back. Needs something to go their way. MK Dons, after their 3-0 win at the weekend, want to keep the momentum high. Long it goes from the goalkeeper at last, straight downfield, and the bouncing ball that's dealt with well by the defence at the second time of asking. Challenging for it was Harrison. Loose ball has come MK Dons' way. Now onto the edge of the penalty area they are. Back to Lemonhay Evans, 30 yards out. Forward for Gilby, corner of the box, out towards the left-hand side where Tomlinson fires across him, but at shin height, and it was too flat, and Salford can come away with it, and they'll try and mount the counter themselves. Tyree Spawner, well, he's got 30 yards, and he's got away from Lemonhay Evans, and now he's got into the penalty area, and the challenge come in. Oh, a bit of an untidy one there from the young man Callum Tripp, but the referee, who was right behind play, said he was happy with it, and Tripp gets a clearance up towards halfway for Lee. Now there's a counter on here for MK Dons too, and Sonny Finch has gone away down the right hand side. He's got Harrison in the middle, tries a cross, hits a Salford body, it's deflected behind by Osterfield. It's going to be an MK Dons corner. Crazy couple of minutes, still Salford 1, MK Dons 0.
Yeah, that's great 1v1 defending by Osterfield in the end. He's been outstanding tonight on the left hand side at the back. Just stood up, made it difficult for his marker, got his blocking, gives away a corner, but could have been a lot worse.
No, I've been very impressed with Osterfield, but he and his defensive colleagues might have another job here now, because it's a corner to MK Dons. It's going to be taken by either Numan or Tommy Lee, who is standing over this. Plenty of bodies in the centre. There is a short offering as well, which is Callum Tripp. And Salford have almost a defensive wall on the edge of their penalty area. And then going man for man in the penalty area. Here it comes in deep towards the back post. Heads go up from either side. It's a defensive one that wins it. Watson takes it down, flicks it forward, and now there might be a counter attack on, because the Delican's coming over halfway for Salford City. Desperately needs some support here. Can he get his head up? Look for Kouassi, who's found him edge of the penalty area. Kylian Kouassi, 18-yard box, goes down under the challenge. Never going to get it. I think the ball had already gone. It was muscled off it by Alford. Home fans will complain. Right call by the referee. and MK Dons clear the lines, but the trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, he was never going to get that, I don't think. I think he's playing for it, and Kouassi, he got exactly that. Short play from the referee.
And Ellis Harrison, who tried to get into the attacking third for MK Dons and spin his man Negru, goes down to ground, brings the Salford man with him, and concedes the free kick. So we've got a quarter of an hour remaining on TalkSport 2 at the Peninsula Stadium. Monday night League 2 action. Well, match day 4, and for these two, well, a win is imperative, you would say, after early season form. And at the moment, 3 points are going Salford's way. There's an impromptu drinks break that's being had by a few MK Dons men with the ball out of play for the moment.
Just looking round as well, there's one or two stretching off, felt the weight of the tempo of this game. It's been non-stop, for the full duration. A lot of subs have been made. Might have been wise just to keep a few back for Salford.
And we can see Kelly and Myers warming up down below us. He was the goal scorer in the weekend draw with Chesterfield. He gets a round of applause. And Salford put this long towards Kouassi, who got a chest on it to bring it down into the path of Watson, but it's cleared by MK Dons. Second ball, Watson, first time shot, just put it wide. Well, he lashed at it, Ryan Watson. First involvement of the season for him. He's keen to make amends for time missed. He smashed it at goal, and it's about 3 yards wide of the right-hand post of Tom McGill.
I think he's got at the target there. It sat up lovely for him, no pressure on the ball. Hit the target, make the goalkeeper work.
Well, he's been out injured so far, Watson. He's got the ball again now after Harrison was pushed off it on halfway. Tries to flick it down the line to the path of Adelicum, but doesn't find him. And MK Dons will start from the back with the pressure off momentarily. They trail by a goal to nil. Here's Lemonhay Evans, centre circle, MK Dons half of the field. Every Salford shirt in front of him. Watson not giving him any time to move. He'll have to go back towards Offord. MK Dons will. Deepest lying white shirt, forward to Lemonhay Evans again, over halfway this time, up towards the tall frontman Harrison, out to the left flank they'll move it, but not advancing any nearer towards goal. MK Dons, here's Offord, into the centre circle, over halfway towards the young Tripp, back towards halfway. Salford doing a good job here of just sitting in, shutting off the passing avenues, forcing MK Dons to go long, which they have. Out towards the left hand side, and Tomlinson using Maguire. Down the left side he goes, but still to no avail in terms of getting it forward. They have to try and chip over the top, and it goes straight to Forner of Salford, who's held. Referee, I don't know if he saw it or he's played a belated advantage, but it sneaks all the way through, and now there might be a chance here for Salford coming down the line with Kouassi in towards the penalty area. Got his head up, he's got nobody around him though. It seems a baffling advantage to play by the referee. It's gone away from goal in the end. Well, they wanted the free kick, Salford. It came to Kouassi, he had nobody around him, and he's managed to hold it up well. Edge of the box it comes, up into the penalty area. Kouassi with their defensive header, and the shot comes in from the edge, and Garbett firing at it low towards the goalkeeper, but it was central, wasn't it, Neil?
Yeah.
And an easy save.
Yeah, I think Kouassi's been a big asset since he's come on. It's a fantastic break, but like you say there, he's running the length of the field on his own. There's very little support. And if he could have just had somebody up with him, they were a little bit spare at the back, MK Dons. Taking a risk now, trying to get back in this game.
And MK Dons have the ball in the centre circle, but it's the Salford fans who are singing. They have the lead with, by my watch, 12 minutes of normal time remaining. Before the ball comes for the white shirts at the away side. Shot from the edge of the area is a comfortable save for the goalkeeper. It was Finch who hit it, and it was sped by Tomlinson. But again, MK Dons have come up short. Can't seem to find that killer ball that's going to get them back into this game, that finish that they need. It's Tripp is forced to volley out of play in a defensive move for MK Dons. Salford not in a rush to take this throw in, and the referee has got some stern words here for Luke Garbett to the effect of getting himself in gear and getting on with play. In fact, it's immaterial because there's going to be a substitution anyway, and it's going to be for the away set for the home side, I should say. Haji Minoga, the right back, is going to make his way up. Another one of the deadline day signings. And we're waiting for the man who's coming off to be revealed. And the clap is coming for Dan Chesters, who has made his long way over from the right hand side, and strictly speaking he should have gone off at the nearest exit point. And so Salford, I think we can say, Neil, are engaging in all the old tactics here, just eating up any available time. because they know that a big win could be around the corner.
Yeah, definitely, and why not? You know, I mean, they've been desperate for a win all season. They played well in this game tonight. They've actually done enough second half for me to take the points, to be honest with you, because I've seen very little in the way of constructive play from MK Dons.
Well, Minogue has gone straight into action there, battling for possession, and that is going to be the last change we see, by the way, from Salford. They've used their 3 breaks now in the second half.
Yeah, I think he could have just held a couple back, if I'm honest with you, because there's a couple of tired legs out there, people stretching their calves off.
And we've still got 10 minutes of normal time to play. And it's only a 1-goal game as Jamie Jones clears long for Salford City over halfway. Met by the header of Lawrence Maguire, who's got every bit of his brother Harry's heading abilities. Over halfway it goes, but MK Dons still struggling to penetrate that attacking third, and they will do now because they're giving the ball away. Conor Lemonhay-Evans passing to nobody. Out of play it goes for a Salford throw on halfway, and again an opportunity to run the clock down at the Peninsula, which has seen the noise levels rise through this second half as the home fans get nearer to what will be a first win of the season. Long throw down the line was over the head of Adelakun. He complained to the referee that he was held. Nothing done as MK Dons try a risky move out from the back, and that's been seized upon by Fauna, and forward comes Watson 35 yards out. He's given it to Kouassi, edge of the area, right-footed shot, right idea, totally the wrong execution. He wedged underneath it, and out it goes for a goal kick. It's gone about 15 yards wide.
Yeah, that's poor from Kouassi. He's got to do better than that. It's in a good position, takes his man on, comes inside, but he's got to smack that hard low and hit the target. He's leaning back and it goes miles over the bar.
Well, last season, Kouassi was cut short by injury. He made 24 appearances for Blackpool on loan, but then saw his campaign curtailed. As MK Dons try a ball through the middle this time, and well, it needed a defensive intervention from Stefan Negru. It was a ball from absolutely nowhere, slipped straight through the middle, 30 yards downfield, in towards the path of Harrison, and Stefan Negru got a foot in it and towed it behind for an MK Dons corner.
Yeah, that's brilliant defending from Negru, because there was danger there. Keeper got caught coming as well. He's off his line, only need poking past him.
So the corner for MK Dons, 2 men on it. It's Lee, flips it in towards the front post. It's met by a Salford man out towards the edge of the penalty area, where Minogue's got a ball to try and play down the line, and he does so, but he puts it out. And it's going to be an MK Dons ball. The minute's ticking down now for MK Dons, who trail by a goal to nil and have done since late in the first half. Frankie Okoronkwo with the goal. They've got 1 substitution break remaining, and they've got 2 subs they can make for it. But there's no more attacking options. This is their lot now. Ball on halfway with Offerdu. Plays it sideways in towards Lemonhay-Evans. Tries the ball downfield looking for young Sonny Finch, and in the end it bounces away from him and is picked up by the goalkeeper. Still Salford lead by a goal to nil. Yeah, 7 minutes remaining.
They just look a little bit short of ideas, MK Dons. They're just sat in that mid-block. It's a wall of red and white shirts. It's really difficult to break down. Just getting frustrated now, MK Dons, with the passing.
And we saw so much promise at times from him in the first half. They were the better team.
Yeah, brilliant first half. But give Salford some credit here, you know, they're in a tough situation. Backs to the wall, and it's been a real togetherness about them.
Well, it can still change in just 1 moment. MK Dons and their boss Mike Williamson out in this technical area offering some advice for Tripp, who comes forward over halfway to find Niman, trying to turn his man, which is Garbett. Gets away from him with a 1-2 with Lee, down towards the byline now, 5 yards from it, gets the cross in, hits Garbett. Second ball, where's it going to go? Lee off the free with a goal, and it's tapped away by Salford. Well, he saw his chance there, Tommy Lee, and he took it, and he fired it at the base of the post, and then Salford, slow to react, finally get the ball away. And it's a throw into MK Dons, so the pressure not over yet. Dons trying to exert it with Niman from the right-hand side, 5 yards from the byline, into the penalty area. Niman onto his left foot, tries to tee up a teammate, played it into the feet of Tomlinson. He found his shot blocked by 2 defenders, and now the clearance is on, and maybe the counter. This could be an opportunity. Adelakun forces a good save from the goalkeeper. Maybe a second chance. He's got support arriving now. It's Minogue, right into the penalty area. Adelakun again. This time he's dragged it, but it's touched the defensive body, and it's going to go out for a Salford corner. A cracking minute of football. Huge chance for MK Dons, and then Salford nearly made him pay down the other end.
Yeah, fantastic counter-attack. I think he's got to score. I mean, a little bit of quality. If he keeps his composure and draws the keeper and just slides it past him, but it goes for power, and the keeper makes a good save. But unbelievable strike at the other end for MK Dons that struck the post. And when he looks out.
And it was Tommy Lee who Had one moment to snatch at that ball, had to take it first time, did so. Don't think the goalkeeper was getting there. And it comes back off the bottom edge of the post. As it's out to a delicate corner of the area, Salford taking a short corner. They lead by a 1-0. 85 gone now at the Peninsula. As the free kick is going to go the way of Salford defender Tom Edwards, who tried to turn his man. And now it's Gilby offended him. And it's a free kick for Salford and another chance to run the clock down, which they've done well so far, and they'll do more now because they've gone back to the goalkeeper. And Jones will start again, whips it out towards the left-hand side. Garbutt rising, flicks a header on into the path of Watson in the penalty area. Read well by Offord, gets a clearance up into the air. It's going to be helped on its way by Tripp from inside his box, up towards halfway. Osterfield wins it back, there's a man down. It's Finch who's down for MK Dons. Salford are going to continue though. Into the penalty area it goes for Kouassi, right edge. Forced back away from goal, brings in Minoga, back away from goal furthest for Edwards. He tries a right-footed cross, headed away by Offord. Finch is now back to his feet, holding his hip. They might need him here, trying to man a counter, but the ball out from the back was poor. And Osterfield can take the sting out of it for Salford and go back to his goalkeeper. We have 4 minutes of normal time remaining, and the Amis still lead at home by a 0-0.
Yeah, they've been brilliant the second half, I have to say, really resilient.
Making a run down the left-hand side, and Lemonhay Evans shoving the ball into touch. It's going to be another Salford throw, and more pressure exerted by the home team.
I tell you what, Cameron, they could have had another couple of goals and all. They've been clean through twice.
Well, couldn't they? And they might yet still, because Garbutt's throw is around 5 yards from the edge of the penalty area. 1-2 takes it down the line. He tries to go, bringing in a Delicant, taken away from him by Lemonhay Evans, but the flag is up against the Delicant. And MK Dons need to get this ball down the other end of the field. And we're back to winning ways for the first time this season, last weekend, and on this Monday night fixture. Well, it seems their momentum is dissipating. A chance to rise into 10th or 11th in the table is going to pass them by, unless they can find a way to turn this around. Salford, who did well to come back and get a point against Chesterfield last weekend, at the moment are poised to take 3 points from this encounter. Here comes the man for MK Dons over halfway. But again, the away side are forced back away from goal, and the away fans who travelled a long way to see their side are trying to will those white shirts down the field. But other than that long-range strike from Lee that hit the post 5 minutes ago, there's been precious little in the way of proper promising attacks from MK Dons. They'll try down the left-hand side with Gilby on halfway, but again Neil, they're forced back by Salford, 11 men behind the ball, and they can't find a way to play through them.
No, I mean, the only thing that's at fault with what they're doing for me is in that final third they're going to put the ball at risk at times, and they're not. You know, they're building up now. I mean, you need to start trying to put the ball at risk, make them defend differently. Can you get
Tomlinson left-hand side, getting the cross into the penalty area. It's taken an offensive touch and it's ended up for a corner, but it could have been much worse. Mark Williamson's got his head in his hands, the MK Dons boss, because a defensive header could have easily gone wrong into the back of the Salford net, and it skimmed away from the post. Corner taken quickly, whipped in towards the front stick this time. Header from Finch wasn't on point though, and Salford can manage to get the clearance. It's starting again, once more for MK Dons at the back. That's what they need to do. Offord, centre circle. They trail by a 0-0. That's 2 minutes of normal time. Crossfield ball to nobody in white. And the Salford goalkeeper Jones is going to watch this out for a dead ball. Well, nearly a mess of Salford's own making that time. They still have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought Carl Robinson would be really pleased with this performance, because the effort and endeavour, you know, there's really good shape about them, really determined in when they go after the ball. They counter-attack superbly well. You know, they could have had 2 or 3 goals in this game. And also, MK Dons have played the part in a really entertaining game.
Well, we've got a man down for MK Dons here at the far end of the field from us as they look for a way back into this game. It's Sonny Finch who is getting treatment. He's lying prostrate on the turf in the 18-yard box, and the referee is invited the physios on to give him a once-over. So the rest of the MK Dons players have come over for a quick chit-chat. Almost a timeout with 89 minutes on the stadium clock. It's Salford who lead by a 0-0. They're also going to head over and get some words of encouragement from Carl Robinson, who at the moment is minutes away from a win over his former side. It's Finch who's down on the ground. They do still have one change, MK Dons, that they can use, one substitution break. He's only just come on though, the young man who's had moments in front of goal. He's been helped up. I think it's his hip that he's holding. He did go down, Neil, about 15 minutes ago, and that Salford attack, he went down on halfway holding his hip. I wonder if that's the problem again, but the way he's been helped from the field, I don't think he's going to be able to continue. And in fact, they are going to make a change. Take no chances. And it's going to be MJ Williams, a defensive midfielder, who comes on. So they've got no strikers left on the bench, and an attacking player is going to have to be replaced by a defensive one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it's gone. You know, I think they've had no luck at all tonight. And you know, you look at the shot.
On Track, Tuesday afternoon from 2 on TalkSport 2. Keep ahead of all the action in the world of motorsports.
He's shown that you don't need to win from pole position.
Extended, hard-revving roundups, in-depth racing analysis, and big-name interviews.
If I'd gone 1.5 tenths slower, I would have been P10 on the grid. So it's so tight.
TalkSport 2 rounds up the biggest stories and the latest racing rumors.
Championship points are more vital than ever.
On Track, Tuesday afternoon from 2 on TalkSport 2. Fight Night Extra on TalkSport 2. Tuesday evening from 5. Get weighed in for a massive night of big boxing drama.
I'm just ready to go to war.
And explosive insight.
I'm the generation fighter. I actually feel sorry for all these guys.
Hard-hitting boxing discussion.
Fantastic boxer.
Get in the ring and go the distance.
She's got movements that look like Mayweather at times.
Fight Night Extra. Tuesday evening from 5 on TalkSport 2. On Track. Tuesday afternoon from 2 on TalkSport 2. Keep ahead of all the action in the world of motorsports.
He's shown that you don't need to win from pole position.
Extended, hard-revving roundups, in-depth racing analysis, and big-name interviews.
If I'd gone 1.5 tenths slower, I would have been P10 on the grid. So it's so tight.
TalkSport 2 rounds up the biggest stories and the latest racing rumors.
Championship points are more vital than ever.
On Track, Tuesday afternoon from 2 on TalkSport 2.
Well, we're back here with our live VFL action on TalkSport 2. I am Hugh Wilson-Croft. It is still Salford 1, MK Dons 0. At now 92 minutes on the clock. Of course, 5 minutes added on at the end of the game. Salford have just made an opportunity. They had a 2-on-1 essentially, and it was dribbled out of play on the far side when there was a striker in the middle who was just waiting for the cutback, still battling it out, MK Dons, to try and create the opportunity, create the chance that would see them at least take a point from this game. Of course, we have a couple of technical problems at the Peninsula Stadium. We will try and reunite you with Neil Redfern and Cameron Pope in just a moment. In fact, we can do that right now. So with the closing stages, here's Cameron Pope.
Well, apologies for that, everybody. The good news is you haven't missed anything. We're into added time now, and still it's MK Dons chasing the game. The man down the line, up towards the right corner edge, up towards the edge of the penalty area now, but still not got that final ball. Still flattering to deceive as we're into 5 minutes of added time. 2.5 minutes of them have been played. Still no goal. Only technical difficulties, but no more difficulties for the Salford backline. It remains the Amis, who are poised to take 3 points in this game. Okoronkwo's goal at the end of the first half, the only one in it at the moment. Long ball comes forward downfield from MJ Williams, headed away by the Salford defence, and they guard up with the second ball into Forner, 30 yards from his goalkeeper. He's just going to try and hold the ball now. Cleared up towards the halfway line. Over the head of Adelican it goes. Kouassi's going to chase this, gets it on halfway, and he's just going to keep hold of it now. His side lead by a goal to nil. 2 minutes of added time left. He's up to the edge of the penalty area. Watson over his right shoulder is arriving. Minoga. He's got Adelican in the centre. Kouassi too. It will be Adelican who's come out to the right-hand side. Minoga's going to go for the corner here. Tomlinson's job to get the ball off him, and it's a tale as old as time. You've seen it at every EFL ground, an attacking player taking it to the corner. There's a big pile on, and Salford have come away with the corner, and that, Neil Redfern, is exactly how you handle that situation.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, I just look at this Salford side. They've given absolutely everything. Big shout out to Edwards, Negru and Osterfield at the back. They've been outstanding. This will be a really massive result for them to keep a clean sheet against such a talented side.
So, in the final moments, 94 minutes of the 95 played, Salford have got a chance to increase their lead. A goal to nil as it stands. Corner, far side there right, they've been told they have to take it now by the referee. Minoga is the man trying to hold it up. Lemonhay Evans has got to try not to foul him, throws him down to the ground, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal in wrestling. Free kick it is, and I think it's a sign of frustration more than anything.
Exactly that, mate. I was just going to say, just frustration. You know, they played the part in a really good game of football tonight, MK Dons, but well, they've come up against the side tonight that's determined to get the 3 points. It looks like they're in for just that at this moment in time.
So this time, a free kick in place of a corner. 95 minutes. Almost up, Salford leading by a goal to nil. Minoga again is going to hold it in the corner. They still can't get it off, and the sport, MK Dons men, they finally managed to get a clearance in. Only up towards halfway. Salford still have it, they know the points are going to be theirs. Long ball up towards Watson, tries to flick on. Gets it into the feet of Tyrese Borner, cries of shoot. Down the line he goes into the other corner. It's Kouassi now, and still no whistle from the referee. Kouassi holding up two MK Dons bodies. He's got it tied up against the corner flag. Salford know the win is around the corner. They've almost taken his shirt off his back, but he's been told he was pulling first. It's a free kick for MK Dons. They're on borrowed time already. They've got to get this ball downfield.
Yeah,
they trail by a goal to nil.
It's got to go quickly now. You know, the football philosophy's gone out the window. They've got to get it round the box.
Long ball downfield, and there wasn't time because the referee has called time on this League 2 fixture. It's a Salford City win, their first of the campaign. The side who'd struggled for goals coming into this one. They've stopped MK Dons' winning run at just one. Their momentum has dissipated. It is victory for Carl Robinson over his former side. The final score at the Peninsula from Frankie Okoronkwo's first half goal. Salford City 1, MK Dons 0.